How's it going, everybody? Thank you for coming back for another episode. So we're going to do something a little bit different. I am not going to talk about tackle, not going to talk about anything like that. I've had some questions on what kind of boats that I have. So we're going to make this a two-part little series, mini-series, and we're going to talk about the boat that I've been fishing out of for 2 years in my small vessel club. So I fish in a small vessel bass club. And it's a little tournament club. We have a great time. We have a good group of guys, good friendships. And it's all small vessel. It's kayaks, john boats, canoes, pond prowlers, whatever, anything. Some of them have bass boats too, but it's all electric, so you cannot use gas motors. You can have them, you just can't use them during tournament. But it's nice to have them for little emergencies and things like that. But it's all small vessel, electric motors, and it's a great fun time. It's a great way to start getting into tournaments. So today we're going to go over my boat that I've been using for the past 2 years, and let's get started right now. All right, guys, sorry about the dogs barking. So this is the boat that I fish my small vessel club with. It's a Bass Pro Shops Pond Prowler 8. I got this thing 2 years ago. I had a kayak, ended up having some issues. I won't go into details, but had some issues. So I wanted to get something that was a little more stable. I'm a bigger guy, and so this was like the perfect option. It's small, it's lightweight, but yet it can handle a lot of wind, can handle bigger waves, and it's just a blast to fish out of. It's so fun. But this is a 2021 model. The trailer is actually a homemade trailer that I bought off of a buddy of mine. Shout out to Nick that I work with. I bought it from him dirt cheap. Nice little trailer. It's perfect for what I use this for. But there's a few little upgrades that I did to this boat. As you can see, there's so much room in here. Compared to a kayak, I can fit a ton of tackle there under my seat. And I actually made some rod dividers on both sides. So I can comfortably store 8 rods in this boat, which is really, really nice. Compared to a kayak, I was pretty much limited to 4 or 5 rods. But anyway, we'll start from the front. On the front, I built a little deck, and that is so that I had the storage underneath, and also I could do the rod dividers, which is really nice. I just built this out of wood, sealed it, and then carpeted it. And then up here, another mount that I made for the trolling motor. I actually had a Motor Guide 3 on this boat, the Motor Guide XI3, excuse me. And I ended up getting a second boat and wanted that trolling motor on that boat because it was just more cost effective for me to do that and then find a nice little simple used trolling motor for this boat. It ended up, a buddy of mine, I'm doing a lot of shout outs today, TJ, shout out to TJ in the Bass Lunkers Club. He heard that I was looking for a trolling motor. I had made a post on Facebook on the club, the group page. And so he reached out to me and said, hey, I have this Minn Kota Endura 30-pound thrust that might work out for you. Are you interested? And I said, sure. How much do you want for it? And he was like, dude, I'm gonna give it to you. So huge blessing right there. That saved me a couple $100. And this trolling motor works perfect for this little boat. So it's a Motor Guide, or I'm sorry, a Minn Kota Endura, and it's the 30-pound thrust, just the tiller style handle. I ended up making this extension right here because I didn't feel like spending $60 on one that I liked on Amazon. So made that for it. Works great. And I made this mount up here just out of some scrap metal from work and stuff like that. So shout out to work for being lenient and letting people kind of nitpick sometimes. But built the mount out of it. So very simple. It's just a piece of poly with some aluminum that I bent to a 90, and then I added some bracing right there. And so yeah, there's the trolling motor. Also, this prop, I actually just put this on here. This is the Wedge, and I have never used this trolling motor prop before. Another shout out, my buddy Chase. He apparently had a Minn Kota Endura on his old pond prowler that he had back in the day and had a spare prop. So he hooked me up with this prop. So nice upgrade compared to the stock one. So appreciate you, Chase. Good to have good friends. And so anyway, so there's the front. I basically just reutilized the wiring that came with the pond prowler. I just added my own nicer quick release plug for it. So there's that. So moving on, I will get to this here in a minute, but just the standard seat. Eventually I am going to upgrade the seat. I'm just kind of waiting on this one to wear out where I, actually have an excuse to spend the money on a new seat. And then back here, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So I wanted something where I could run dual 12-volt batteries. That way I had more battery life because we're electric motors only. So I want to run dual batteries. And so I got to looking around and I found this set at Harbor Freight. It's a Bauer brand. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Bauer. And it's literally just a utility box that latches, and then you can stack things on it. So I just got this basket that stacks and locks on top of it. And what I do is I store my Plano boxes in there, and it keeps them all nice and organized. I can, throw different things in there, which is really nice for storage purposes. And then inside I have it wired up to where everything is kind of quick release. So I have a plug right here, which runs the bilge pump. I did put a bilge pump in this just in case. And I just have a toggle switch there. I tried one of the auto bilge pumps and it just did not work out for me. Whenever I needed it to work, it didn't work. So I just ran straight to a toggle switch so I can turn that on and off when I need to. And then over here, here's the existing wiring that was in it when I bought the pond prowler. And I just ran it to another plug and it goes there. Both of my batteries fit in there and I connect them parallel, and this thing will last forever on the water, which is great. I get a lot of battery life out of this setup, and it's really, really neat looking as well. It's not cluttered. You don't have wires running everywhere. You don't have multiple battery boxes. It's just really nice little setup, and it also functions as tool storage, Plano box storage, whatever. I have my net strapped to it right now. So then moving farther back, I will actually go over my anchor setup. So I have a standard anchor over there, which I just throw out if, I want to stay put. But I also have this, and I guess I'll call this a drag anchor. So I made this little reel right here, and then I ran a little nylon rope through this housing and ran it back here. This is something that I built myself, and I actually had a pole in here, and it was a shallow water stick anchor, but the pole is not correct for a shallow water stick anchor, so it didn't last very long. But anyway, eventually I'll get a fiberglass pole to put in there, but for now I just have it ran with an anchor on the back, so I can just undo that reel if I'm coming up on a bank and the wind's blowing towards it. I want to slow the boat down or stop the boat. I can just drop that, it'll drag and put me to a stop, and the nose of the boat is facing right where I need to fish. So that works out really, really nice. And then, like I said, I also have the regular anchor just strapped to the side in case I want to throw something out real quick, or put that one down and then stabilize myself with that one a little bit better. But anyway, I don't really think, other than the graph, I just have a little Garmin Striker 4 CV Plus, whatever it's called. Never can remember the name, it's too long, but a great little graph. I basically just use this for depth, the time, because we're on time limit during tournaments, and I also use it to see little brush piles and little ledges, where there's differentiation and depth, so that's really, really handy. I also find that it helps with figuring out where the thermocline is. So anyway, that's a great little addition to the boat. And then I just have my cables ran right through here. I have a little rubber grommet right there, and I have my transducer going to the trolling motor. So I did this little coil right here so I can just have it wrapped around that, and then it'll coil up whenever I stow away the trolling motor, and then it will uncoil when I deploy it. So really nice little setup. I also have a phone mount over there for pictures, videos, whatever. But that's basically it. Super simple, guys. This setup, with everything said and done that I have on it, is under $1,000. The boat itself is 600 bucks. The trolling motor was free, but you can pick those up, you know, nice used ones for 100 bucks, 150 bucks, something like that. The graph was, I think, 140 bucks on sale. Battery box and the basket back here were 80 bucks, brand new. Bilge pump, you know, you guys can do the math on all that, but it's a very, very cost-effective setup, and it's really, really fun to fish out of, really safe, really stable, and it's great for small vessel tournaments. So highly recommend getting a pond prowler. This just goes to show you that you can fish competitively without having a $80,000 boat. And I really, really hope that this gets you guys into the sport. You know, I know a lot of guys, they're sitting there thinking, well, I can't afford a boat, you know, all I can do is fish off the bank. I can't really compete. I'm on a budget. And this right here is the solution. Small vessel is amazing, guys. It's so fun. It's different, you know, and it's just a lot more cost-effective way to get into the sport. Guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions about the boat or any modifications that I've made, please feel free to reach out, comment below, and I'll try to get back with you. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. I really, really appreciate the support, and I will see you on the next one.